Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we got a brand new movie review for it. Today we're going to be talking about the new Nicolas Cage film, Renfield. But before we get started, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel as it helps tremendously get more eyes on the channel here with the terrible YouTube algorithm. So make sure you do both of those things. It's free to do, costs you nothing, so just go ahead and do that. I would greatly appreciate it. Now, let's talk about Renfield. As I said right at the beginning, this film stars Nic Cage as Dracula, as the Prince of Darkness himself, and he is joined by the main guy in the movie, Nicholas Hoult, playing, well, Renfield. And then also joining them is Awkwafina and Ben Schwartz, among several other people, of course, as well. But those are the four main players for this film. And I'll just start off with Nic Cage. I thought he was great as Dracula. I loved his performance. It was a little over the top, but this whole film's over the top. So it was like perfect Nic Cage goodness. And it's Nic Cage, like, of course, in a more recent years, he's been in, like, what's it called? Wonka's Wonderland, or Willy's Wonderland, whatever that film was called. I really like that one. There have been a couple other really solid Nic Cage movies, but of course, for the last 10 years or so, he's been pretty much straight to DVD, straight to streaming, and that's a big bummer. So I don't know if this film's going to be the one that really brings Nic Cage back, but I hope it's the beginning, because man, oh man, do I miss seeing Nic Cage once or twice a year on the big screen. Nicholas Hoult is great in this film. He's kind of, the straight man to everything else. I mean, his character's wacky as hell, of course, being Renfield, but he's almost playing the straight man next to, more over the top villainous characters like Dracula. And of course, he's the protagonist of the story. And I thought his story was very well done. And then Awkwafina, I love Awkwafina. I know she grates on some people. I'm a big Awkwafina fan. I loved her in the Jumanji movie she was in. I love her in Shang-Chi. And in this one, she's still funny, but she's a little more serious than she has been in other things. So it's kind of cool to see her play a slightly different character. And then Ben Schwartz, I love me some Ben Schwartz. I loved him in Space Force. I love him as Sonic. I just really enjoyed him in Die Harder. I don't know. I can't say I didn't like his performance per se, because he's doing like a Ben Schwartz type role, but I didn't really like his whole side of the movie, really. And of course, this film is how Renfield, if you've seen trailers, Renfield doesn't want to work for Dracula anymore. He wants to get out. He wants to have a semi-normal life, and he's really trying to do that. But then, all these things happen with Dracula, and the mafia end up meeting, and things go from there. And that's kind of what I don't like. I love the Renfield Dracula relationship of the movie. I love the Renfield Awkwafina relationship in the movie. Just the whole mafia subplot really didn't work for me, and I thought we could get to the end goal of the movie in a different way, and that stuff could have been completely taken out. So I can't say I didn't like Ben Schwartz's performance. I just didn't like his whole part of the movie. I thought it wasn't necessary. I think you definitely could have got to the end of this movie in a whole different way, a more interesting way, revolving it around possibly Awkwafina's character and not so much the mob. It could have been at least, maybe not completely taken out, but way, way more of a subplot. But it kind of overtakes the movie at the end, which I was not a huge fan of. Something else I didn't love in this movie was the ending. The ending felt very convenient, very, like, oh, everything's fine. And I wasn't a huge fan. It felt very much like they left some cut scenes or something. I'm not sure, but the ending felt very rushed, very convenient. But I did like the humor in this film. I thought the humor was very good. I thought the action was great. It was over the top. Blood was flying everywhere, just arms being ripped off, used as weapons, just crazy over the top humor and crazy over the top action, led by Nicholas Hoult. And I love Nicholas Hoult, but you don't see him as a leading man a lot of times. Usually if he is the leading man, he's, got a huge support cast behind him. And not that Awkwafina and Nic Cage are on a huge support cast, but, usually it's more. The last thing I saw Nicholas Hoult in was The Menu, and he certainly was not the leading man in that. It was all Anya Taylor-Joy. Other things is like the X-Men films, Mad Max. He's got a great show out, and I can't wait to see what he does next. I really do think Nicholas Hoult would be good in something in the Batman universe, maybe as Batman if he could put on some muscle. We'll have to wait and see what Nicholas Hoult gets up to next. And like I said, I hope this brings back Nic Cage onto the big screen, not just on streaming and straight to DVD projects. But overall, I did very much enjoy Renfield. I get why it wouldn't be for everyone, but for me personally, I definitely enjoyed this, and I like the trend of every 10 years Nicholas Hoult doing some like weird monster comedy movie. In 2013 he did Warm Bodies, 2023 he does Renfield. Renfield 2033. Maybe he does something with The Mummy. We'll have to wait and see what happens in 10 years, but I hope that's a trend that continues for his career. But I overall enjoyed this movie. Like I said, the mafia plot didn't work for me, and the ending felt very rushed and wrapped up very conveniently. But other than that, I had a very good time with Renfield. I think you will enjoy it as well. Make sure you go check it out in cinemas. I'm going to give Renfield a 7 out of 10. Very fun movie. Definitely going to buy it for the Blu-ray collection when it hits physical media. Let me know what you think of Renfield down in the comments below. If you have seen it, or did my review persuade you to see it, hell, or to not see it, let's chat down in the comments below. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel as we keep growing towards 250 subscribers. We're so close, so close. Just hit that subscribe button for me. I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys right here next time.